In the 2023 NFL Draft, Puka Nacua wasn't viewed as a future star. He wasn't a first-round pick. He wasn't a day 2 selection. In fact, by the time his name was finally called in the 5th round,
Hey Puka,
Hello?
you doing all right?
Doing good. Life is good.
dozens of wide receivers had already come off the board. Teams favored speed, separation metrics, draft pedigree, and projection. They believed they had found safer options, players with higher ceilings and fewer questions. Puka Nacua, meanwhile, was seen as a role player.
Touchdown, Rams!
A physical receiver with limited upside.
Nacua reaching, diving, hold it on, touchdown, Los Angeles!
But from the moment he stepped on an NFL field, that evaluation fell apart. Nacua didn't just outperform expectations.
Nacua, it's a block, he might go! Nacua scores! Touchdown, Rams!
He rewrote rookie receiving records and immediately became one of the most productive wide receivers in football. In 2025, he's arguably the best in the game. So what happened to the wide receivers drafted before him? Some became solid contributors, some struggled to carve out roles, and others never came close to matching the impact of the player teams passed on again and again. Today, we're breaking down what happened to the wide receivers drafted before Puka Nacua and how the league got this one wrong. First receiver taken. Jackson Smith-Njigba was selected 20th overall by the Seattle Seahawks in the 2023 NFL Draft. Viewed as one of the most polished wide receiver prospects in the class, coming out of Rockwall High School in Texas, JSN was a highly rated recruit who chose Ohio State, entering a receiver room stacked with future NFL talent. Even in that environment, his route running, spatial awareness, and hands quickly set him apart. At Ohio State, Smith-Njigba authored one of the greatest seasons a college receiver has ever had. In 2021, he erupted for over 1,600 receiving yards and cemented his legacy with a dominant Rose Bowl performance.
Touchdown, Buckeyes! Jackson Smith-Njigba.
That put him firmly on the NFL radar. Injuries limited him during the 2022 season, but teams trusted the tape, believing the separation skills and technical mastery would translate immediately to the next level. Early in his NFL career, JSN was brought along steadily in Seattle.
With the 20th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Jackson Njigba, wide receiver, Ohio State.
Sharing targets with established veterans and learning the nuances of the pro game. But by the time the 2025 season arrived, everything clicked. Smith-Njigba emerged as the centerpiece of the Seahawks' passing attack, consistently winning at all 3 levels of the field. His chemistry with the quarterback, ability to uncover against man coverage, and reliability in high-leverage situations turned him into one of the most productive receivers in football.
And Smith-Njigba has it. Touchdown, Seahawks! Darnold to the end zone. Smith-Njigba with his second touchdown of the day.
As of December 2025, Jackson Smith-Njigba isn't just living up to his draft status, he's exceeded it. He's producing at an elite level, commanding defensive attention every week and firmly establishing himself along the NFL's top wide receivers. Among the receivers drafted before Puka Nacua, JSN represents a pick that didn't just work, it became a franchise-defining hit. Second receiver taken. Quentin Johnston was selected 21st overall by the Los Angeles Chargers in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted for his size, athleticism, and perceived upside as a true number 1 receiver. Coming out of Temple High School in Texas, Johnston was a 4-star recruit who chose TCU, where he quickly became known for his explosiveness and ability to create big plays downfield. With his long stride and catch radius, he looked the part of a modern NFL outside receiver. At TCU, Johnston's production was solid but inconsistent. He flashed dominance at times, especially during TCU's 2022 run to the national championship game. But questions followed him throughout the draft process. Drops, contested catch inconsistency, and questions about his route tree were often overshadowed by his traits. Still, teams bet on the upside, and the Chargers believed they had landed a future star. That projection hasn't fully materialized. Johnston's rookie season was uneven, marked by flashes of big playability, but also missed opportunities and reliability issues. As his career progressed, those concerns never completely disappeared. He's had moments where his athleticism pops off the screen, consistency has been the missing piece, and he struggled to establish himself as a true go-to option in the offense. In 2025, he started off the season hot. He has since slowed down, but has been a solid contributor to an ascending Chargers team. Third receiver taken. Zay Flowers was selected 22nd overall by the Baltimore Ravens in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted to bring explosiveness and separation to an offense that needed more playmaking on the outside. Coming out of Miami Norland High School in Florida, Flowers was a 3-star recruit who didn't receive heavy national attention, committed to Boston College, a program far from the spotlight, and quickly became the centerpiece of their offense. At Boston College, Flowers carried the unit. Despite inconsistent quarterback play and limited surrounding talent, he consistently produced.
Has a receiver into the end zone. Flowers. And a touchdown.
using his quickness, sharp route running, and toughness to win at all levels of the field. By the time he declared for the draft, he left as one of the most productive receivers in school history, viewed as a polished prospect with a high floor and immediate NFL readiness.
With the 22nd pick in the 2023 draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Zay Flowers, wide receiver, Boston College.
Okay.
In Baltimore, Flowers made an instant impact. As a rookie, he quickly became a trusted target, thriving in space and showing the ability to create yards after the catch.
And Flowers has it! Zay Flowers, and they're saying he's not down yet.
His speed and short area quickness fit perfectly in the Ravens' offense, and his role expanded as the season went on. While he wasn't always the focal point, his presence consistently stressed defenses and opened up the field for others.
Time to throw. Let's it rip. He's got Flowers! Touchdown!
By 2025, Flowers established himself as a key piece of Baltimore's passing attack. He continued to produce efficiently, operate as a reliable chain mover, and deliver timely big plays, even if he wasn't putting up league-leading numbers. As of December 2025, he settled in as a very good NFL wide receiver, productive, dependable, and difficult to cover, but not quite the dominant force that reshaped the position. Among the wide receivers drafted before Puka Nacua, Zay Flowers represents a pick that worked. The Ravens got exactly what they hoped for, a dynamic, reliable weapon who made their offense better, even if he didn't become an elite wideout like Puka. Fourth receiver taken. Jordan Addison was selected 23rd overall by the Minnesota Vikings in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted to eventually become a long-term running mate for Justin Jefferson, coming out of Tuscarora High School in Maryland. Addison was a three-star recruit who flew under the radar before committing to Pittsburgh. He quickly turned that opportunity into national attention, emerging as one of the most productive receivers in college football. At Pitt, Addison exploded onto the scene. In 2021, he became the best receiver in the country, winning the Biletnikoff Award after posting nearly 1,600 receiving yards and 17 touchdowns. His ability to separate, track the ball, and win vertically made him a nightmare matchup, and his breakout season turned him into a household name. After that year, Addison transferred to USC, where he continued to produce in a more explosive offense, further cementing himself as a first-round prospect despite some concerns about size and physicality.
With the 23rd pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Jordan Addison, wide receiver, USC.
In Minnesota, Addison made an immediate impact. As a rookie, he thrived in a complementary role.
Looking at zone touchdown! It's the rookie, Jordan Addison in Minnesota.
Taking advantage of coverage tilted toward Justin Jefferson and showing advanced route running and strong hands in key moments. He quickly proved he could be more than just a secondary option, delivering big plays,
Stepping up, deep shot. It is Addison!
and showing a knack for finding the end zone. As his career progressed, Addison's role continued to grow. By the 2025 season, he had established himself as one of the league's better number 2 receivers, capable of stepping into a lead role when needed and consistently punishing defenses that overcommitted elsewhere. While he may not command the same defensive attention as the league's elite alpha receivers, his polish, consistency, and production have made him a valuable piece of Minnesota's offense. As of December 2025, Jordan Addison has lived up to his draft position. He's productive, reliable, and efficient, giving the Vikings exactly what they hoped for on draft night. Among the wide receivers drafted before Puka Nacua, Addison stands as a pick that worked, a reminder that sometimes the solid, steady choice still pays off. Fifth receiver taken. Jonathan Mingo was selected 39th overall by the Carolina Panthers in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted almost entirely on size and athletic upside. At Ole Miss, he flashed ability but never truly broke out, with his projection outweighing his production. The gamble didn't pay off in Carolina, where separation issues and inconsistent play limited his impact early. He was eventually traded to the Dallas Cowboys, but even with a fresh start, he failed to carve out a meaningful role and rarely saw the field. As of December 2025, Mingo stands as one of the clearest examples as a traits-based pick that never materialized. Sixth receiver taken. Jayden Reed was selected 50th overall by the Green Bay Packers in the 2023 NFL Draft. Brought in to add speed and versatility to a young offense. Coming out of Michigan State, Reed showed playmaking ability and toughness, thriving both as a receiver and returner. In the NFL, he quickly carved out a role, flashing explosiveness and reliability in key moments as part of Green Bay's evolving passing attack. As of December 2025, Reed has settled in as a productive, multi-purpose contributor.
And leaping catch, touchdown!
but not a true number one option. Feels like he's always hurt. Among the wide receivers drafted before Puka Nacua, he represents a solid hit, useful, effective, but not game-changing. 7th receiver taken. Rashee Rice was selected 55th overall by the Kansas City Chiefs in the 2023 NFL Draft. Brought in to add physicality and yards after the catch to Patrick Mahomes' offense. Coming out of SMU, Rice was productive and competitive, winning with strength, toughness, and run-after-catch ability, rather than pure speed. When he's been on the field in Kansas City, the results have been clear. Rice quickly became one of Mahomes' most reliable targets, consistently producing and thriving in high-leverage situations.
And back to the end zone resides Rice with the touchdown.
However, his career also has been clouded by off-field illegal issues.
Kansas City Chiefs star Rashee Rice facing the consequences today of that high-speed crash on Central Expressway last year
That have limited his availability and created uncertainty around his long-term future. As of December 2025, Rashee Rice stands as a reminder that when available, he's been very good, but his impact has been held back by circumstances away from the field. 8th receiver taken. Marvin Mims Jr. was selected 63rd overall by the Denver Broncos in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted for his speed and explosive playmaking. Coming out of Oklahoma, Mims was known as a vertical threat who could stretch the field, but his biggest impact at the NFL level has often come on special teams. As a punt returner, he quickly emerged as one of the more dangerous return men in the league, consistently flipping field position and providing instant juice. While his offensive role has remained inconsistent, his value as a returner has kept him relevant.
By Sanchez, played by Mims. He's dangerous. Mims breaking tackles.
As of December 2025, Mims is a legitimate special teams weapon with flashes of offense, but not a true difference maker at wide receiver. 9th receiver taken. Tank Dell was selected 69th overall by the Houston Texans in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted for his quickness and elusiveness coming out of Houston, Dell was undersized but electric, and he quickly proved that concern was wrong as a rookie. Emerging as one of the most productive and dangerous young receivers in the league, his trajectory was abruptly halted by a tragic leg injury late in the 2024 season, a setback that has cast serious uncertainty over his future. As of December 2025, Dell still hasn't returned to the field, leaving his career in a difficult holding pattern. 10th receiver taken. Jalen Hyatt was selected 73rd overall by the New York Giants in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted for his speed and vertical upside. Coming out of Tennessee, Hyatt was fresh off a breakout season built on explosive plays and deep touchdowns, but questions about his route tree and ability to win consistently followed him into the league. Those concerns have proven valid. In the NFL, Hyatt has struggled to earn snaps, separate consistently, or make an impact even on an offense desperate for playmakers. As of December 2025, he's been one of the biggest disappointments among receivers taken before Puka Nacua, a speed-based bet that simply hasn't worked. 11th receiver taken. Cedric Tillman was selected 74th overall by the Cleveland Browns in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted for his size and physical presence on the outside. Coming out of Tennessee, Tillman was viewed as a contested catch specialist who could win with strength rather than separation. In the NFL, that skill set hasn't translated cleanly, as he struggled to consistently create space or demand targets. Changes at quarterback and offensive instability haven't helped, but Tillman has yet to carve out a meaningful role. As of December 2025, he remains a depth receiver, still searching for a real breakout. 12th receiver taken. Josh Downs was selected 79th overall by the Indianapolis Colts in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted to be a quick, reliable option out of the slot, coming out of North Carolina, Downs was known for his route running, hands, and ability to separate underneath. In the NFL, that skill set has translated well, as he quickly became a trusted target in the middle of the field. While he hasn't developed into a true number one receiver, he's been productive and dependable when healthy. We saw him truly blossom with Joe Flacco in 2024. You still see the talent in 2025 and hopefully can expand his role with the Colts. 13th receiver taken. Michael Wilson was selected 94th overall by the Arizona Cardinals in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted as a size and athleticism bet with some injury concerns. Coming out of Stanford, Wilson showed flashes of strong hands and physicality, but never had sustained college production. Early in his NFL career, injuries and an inconsistent role kept him from gaining momentum. However, in 2025, when Jacoby Brissett stepped in at quarterback and Marvin Harrison Jr. missed time, Wilson seized the opportunity, putting together a couple of elite performances and showing he could win as a featured option. As of December 2025, he's proven to be capable in spurts, even if consistency remains the question. 14th receiver taken. Trey Tucker was selected 10th overall by the Las Vegas Raiders in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted for his speed and ability to stretch the field, coming out of Cincinnati, Tucker was a vertical threat with big play potential, but limited polish as a route runner. In the NFL, that role stayed largely the same, with occasional splash plays mixed with long stretches of quiet production. While his speed is real, consistency has been the issue. His deep threat ability has flashed at times. Maybe better quarterback play can truly unlock him. 15th receiver taken. Darius Davis was selected 125th overall by the Los Angeles Chargers in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted almost entirely for his speed and return ability coming out of TCU. Davis was an explosive playmaker with the ball in his hand, but limited size and refinement as a receiver. In the NFL, his impact has come primarily on special teams, where his quickness and vision have made him a dangerous return man. Offensively, his role has been minimal, with touches coming more on gadget plays than as a true receiver. As of December 2025, Davis remains a valuable special teams weapon, but not a real factor in the Chargers' passing game. 16th receiver taken. Charlie Jones was selected 131st overall by the Cincinnati Bengals in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted primarily for his reliability and special teams value. Coming out of Purdue, Jones was a productive slot receiver, known for his toughness and returnability, but questions about his athletic ceiling followed him into the league. In the NFL, injuries and a crowded receiver room have limited his offensive opportunities, keeping him from carving out a consistent role. Most of his contributions have come on special teams rather than a featured pass catcher. As of December 2025, Jones remains a depth piece fighting for snaps in a competitive offense. 17th receiver taken. Tyler Scott was selected 133rd overall by the Chicago Bears in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted for his speed and vertical upside, coming out of Cincinnati, Scott was viewed as a developmental threat, but his game never fully translated at the NFL level. In August of 2025, the Bears moved on and released him, and Scott bounced around multiple practice squads as he struggled to stick on an active roster. He eventually landed with the Los Angeles Rams, still fighting for a role. As of December 2025, Scott remains as a fringe roster player, highlighting how quickly draft pedigree can fade without production. 18th receiver taken. Justin Shorter was selected 150th overall by the Buffalo Bills in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted as a size and athleticism depth option, his NFL career got off to a rough start when he was placed on injured reserve before ever getting meaningful opportunities, and Buffalo ultimately released him during final roster cuts in August 2024. Shorter was then signed by the Las Vegas Raiders, where he bounced between the practice squad and active roster across the 2024 and 2025 seasons, never locking down a consistent role. As of late 2025, he's remained on the fringe of rosters, highlighting how quickly a mid-round wide receiver can fade without availability or production. 19th receiver taken. Dontavian Wicks was selected 159th overall by the Green Bay Packers in the 2023 NFL Draft. Drafted as a late-round upside play, coming out of Virginia, Wicks showed strong route running ability and flashes of separation skills, despite inconsistent quarterback play. In the NFL, he's quietly carved out a role, earning snaps and targets in a crowded Green Bay receiver room. When called upon, he's shown ability to get open and make tough catches.
On the move, throws, end zone, and that's a Packer touchdown!
Even if the production hasn't always been consistent. As of December 2025, Wicks looked like one of the better late-round hits from the class, a legitimate contributor who's outperformed his draft slot. 20th receiver taken. Finally, Puka Nacua was selected 177th overall by the Los Angeles Rams in the 2023 NFL Draft, a fifth-round pick who barely drew attention compared to the long list of wide receivers taken before him. Coming out of BYU, Nacua was viewed as a physical, tough receiver with limited upside, someone projected to compete for a role rather than define an offense. That evaluation unraveled immediately.
Hall throws deep and caught! Puka Nacua, touchdown BYU!
As a rookie in 2023, Puka delivered one of the greatest debut seasons in NFL history.
Stafford throws, there he is! Nacua to the end zone! Rams win!
Finishing with over 1,480 receiving yards and 105 catches, shattering rookie records and becoming the centerpiece of Sean McVay's offense almost overnight. The following season wasn't as clean.
Lofting, end zone, Nacua, he's got it! Touchdown, Rams!
But it was just as telling. 2024, injuries cost Nacua multiple games and disrupted his rhythm, yet he still finished the year with 990 receiving yards. Even while limited, he remained a focal point of opposing game plans and continued to win in traffic, over the middle, and in high-leverage situations. The dip in numbers wasn't a decline. It was a reminder of how much his availability mattered to the Rams' offense.
Stafford sees it, Nacua gets a block, he might go! Nacua scores! Touchdown, Rams!
By 2025, fully healthy and re-established as the engine of the passing attack, Nacua picked up right where he left off. As of December 2025, he's on pace for a massive season, already among the league leaders in receptions and yardage and trending toward a year well north of 116 receiving yards. Defenses know where the ball is going. Coverage is tilted his way every week, and it still hasn't mattered.
Stafford fires downfield. It is caught. Touchdown. Puka Nacua.
When stacked against the wide receivers drafted before him, the gap is undeniable. While many settled into role player status, bounced around rosters, or struggled to stay on the field, Puka Nacua became a franchise cornerstone. Draft position didn't predict success. Toughness, consistency, and production did. The Rams didn't just find value in the 5th round. They found one of the best receivers in football. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives like this, make sure to subscribe for more of the best football content on YouTube.